Make holding a cell phone while operating a vehicle a primary violation. Details and a discussion to come.
Great Lakes Brewing Company is set to reopen after 3 weeks of renovations. We get the exclusive sneak peek to see the changes and what's new. And tomorrow is Valentine's Day, but that means today is Galentine's Day. And who better to help us ladies celebrate our girlfriends than our very own Mike Polk.
And how cool is this? We have in studio today 2 dogs from Northeast Ohio just back from the Westminster Dog Show. You'll see them next. What's new starts now.
And now, live from WKYC Studios, this is What's New with Betsy Kling and Jay Crawford.
We have dogs
Yes,
in the
we
building.
do.
Hello again, everybody, and come on in. Thank you so much for choosing us. I hope you're surviving the snow because Betsy tells me there's more to come. With Betsy Kling, I'm Jay Crawford. What's new at 5 o'clock starts now.
Well, the story is not so much the snow as it is the cold that's coming in, and the cold has been coming in across the lake. We have seen an uptick in the snow that is coming down, and that is hampering things on the roads at this point. The nice thing, last night's snow was wet, so it stuck to everything. It was so beautiful this morning, but now this round of snow is coming at quite possibly the worst possible time. Matt Wintz joins us now with a first look at the forecast.
Yeah, so guys, this snow, obviously, we've been monitoring this for days, knowing how this is kind of
a burst of snow along the front.
That's it, and it's a different kind of snow. You mentioned the wet snow that we had. Now we're going to the little pellets that we have, and then it's going to become much fluffier as we get this cold air in here, but very impactful, as Betsy said. So here's what the radar looks like. This is along an Arctic front. We've got that burst of snow coming off Lake Erie. It is racing down to the south and the east. So now areas of Lorain County, Oberlin, Lorain, over towards Avon Lake. We've got heavy snow heading into Strongsville here shortly. Greater Cleveland being impacted by this. Grafton, another 5 or 10 minutes or so, you'll get that burst of snow. It extends into Cuyahoga County, now heading through the central half of the county. Parma, another 5 minutes for you. Garfield Heights, Newburgh Heights, out towards the east side. Shaker, Beechwood, you'll get some heavier snow here shortly, and that extends over into Geauga County. This is all on the leading edge of some very cold air. A much different air mass moving on in. We've got frigid air off to the north, temperatures below zero all day up in southern Canada and areas of Minnesota. Whoa. Yeah, and that's what this is going to have behind the snow. So we've got impactful rush hour snow. We'll head down towards Akron here over the next half hour or so, Canton thereafter. Then we talk cold temps, wind chills down single digits here in a matter of hours.
This squall came in about 15 minutes ago, and it literally unleashed, and now everybody's hitting the roads, so it's going to be a slow commute.
I've never seen anything like it. I was walking back to get my hot chocolate, as I do every day. We have an all-glass back of the building, which faces Lake Erie, and I hear something coming from behind me, footsteps, and it's literally Matt and Mike Lestame running, saying, "Here it comes, here it comes." And so I followed them. I wanted to see what it was, and they said, you can literally see the front coming. Yep. Yeah. And we did. You could see the line, and next thing you know, we're getting pelted by these snowballs.
Yeah, it's really intense, convective in nature. So we're geeking out, but it'll be calm and just talking cold from here.
It's all good.
It is all good.
I enjoyed watching it.
Me too.
It was fun.
All right, thanks a lot, Matt. We'll keep an eye on things for sure. Now on your feet at 5, a 3 News exclusive. The renovations at the Great Lakes Brewery are complete. Our Will Hewick is there live for the big reveal and a first look inside. Will, I know it's snowing and we appreciate you being outside, but we really want to see what's inside.
Yeah, I was going to give you a weather report, but I think you got that taken care of already. So this is what's going on out here. This is the new front. So if you remember, if you've been there for a while, this used to be the entrance and how you got into Great Lakes Brewing Brew Pub. The front entrance is now moved over here. They painted this entire front here, a little bit different entrance, a little bit nicer. Now, if you forget what it looked like, let's take a look, take you back in time to what this looked like 3 weeks ago before they closed down on January 26th. This was more of a dining area, as you see, a lot of different seating areas, a lot of different seating options. Well, that all went away. They came in, did a lot of work. Floors, light fixtures, paints, walls going up, things moving around, and drum roll please, da-da-da-da, here we are. Wow. This is Brew House #1. This is one of their new concepts. This is kind of more of their fine dining area, and it actually has 2 menus now. So we have one menu for this area, the Brew House #1, which is drink rails, some seating. We have a little bit of the history there. Couple seats over here. A little more upscale fine dining area is what this is going to be known. A kitchen back there, they totally redid that so that they could cook both menus. Over here into the tap room, don't worry, historians, Did not touch the 1901 historic bar. That's still intact. They did have some lighting, though, up a little bit around the bar area. And then what I think the most dramatic change happened over here. This is now going to be the beer garden, known as the beer garden. A little more of a sports environment. We have TVs up. Of course, you can see Channel 3 on right now and see what we're doing. This is more of a sports environment, though. A totally different menu. This is where you're going to come for that game. Really warmed this up. A lot of paint went into this. They added some walls over here. And it's really meant to be more of that get-together, hang out, put on the Indians game when they're out of town, of course, or put on the Cavs game when they're out of town, of course, maybe the Browns game. Come in, hang out with friends. That's what this is going to be. Now, we're going to jump over on Facebook Live, guys, and continue to get a little more of a tour. I got Allison standing by, the GM, who's going to walk me through a little bit of this process. So we'll give you a little bit more of a look there on Facebook Live. But for now, this opens at 11:30 tomorrow to the public. You can get in and start trying some of these new areas and new menu items.
I love what they've done with the place.
So exciting.
Very nice. Well, thanks. We appreciate it. Next on Your Feed at 5, if you're one of the many people that I see on my way to work every day with your phone in one hand and the wheel in the other, pay attention to this story. Governor Mike DeWine today introduced a new bill. It's called the Hands-Free Ohio Bill. And what this does is it prohibits anyone from driving while holding a phone. If you do it, you can get pulled over now for that. They're making this a primary offense. DeWine says that distracted driving and deaths related to it have gone up 5 of the last 6 years. Distracted driving before and still today, until this bill is passed and goes into effect, has been a secondary offense. Means an officer could see you on your phone but couldn't pull you over specifically for that. All that, it will change when this bill becomes law. Of course, obviously, this has to be advanced through the House, the state legislature, and passed and signed before that comes into effect. Betsy, your thoughts on this?
Well, I think the problem is people are becoming complacent. Like they think, oh, I can get away with it. I've done it before.
Sure.
And it just takes one split second that you're not expecting to change everything. And people die as a result of someone reading a text message. So I think it's more or less just being cognizant of the people around you and respecting other people.
Yeah, and it's really just a case of the laws catching up with the technology. 29 states already have this, where it's a primary offense. Ohio is one of the 21 that currently does not have that as law. By the way, this includes using your phone for GPS. You know, so
well,
I imagine sales will go up for those cool little cup holders that you can put the phone in.
Love it.
But really, honestly, driving, you have in your hands a deadly weapon. And I say this, and I'm guilty of it, I've done it, but we really all should try to do better for those around us and for our own safety as well.
And if you're doing the navigation, just turn a funny voice on and let it tell you where to go.
That's what I do.
It's very fun that way. All right, well, you might remember this guy. Aaron Smith created a dating app late last year. The North Carolina man was the only man who was allowed on the app. So now fast forward 4 months and he received more than 100 Facebook friend requests and a lot of messages from guys wanting him to build them an app. Basically, it's a personal dating app. But there was one message that really stood out to him. Abby from Eugene, Oregon. That's 2,800 miles away from him in North Carolina, but after a lot of video chatting and a visit to Oregon, the two are now dating.
Wow.
Abby says the idea for a one-man dating app made her smile.
People have to be creative, and online dating does suck. It was like something I would do. Also, he has good eyebrows, expressive.
Well, he said the app was 90% joke, 10% Hail Mary, but Abby met him at the airport with a sign that said that you see there, Aaron Smith, man of my dreams.
So it worked. When this story first came out, we used it as a talker on Lunch Break, our noon show. And I emailed him because I wanted to see what kind of response he was getting. And he said, honestly, I was hoping for more response, but he had already heard from a number of women. The whole idea was you go on this dating website and there were a lot of different characters, but they were all Aaron in disguise. And so one way or another, you were going to get a date with Aaron.
That's funny.
And I found it to be funny. And clearly someone out in Oregon did as well.
Abby.
And let's hope that's a love connection.
Right?
It's an unusual one, but who knows? It could work.
Well, I have been keeping a very close eye on things going on the road and, of course, the radar. And I-90 at East 185th right now, there is an accident, multi-car. It looks like an injury accident. The highway's down to one lane in the eastbound lanes, the westbound lanes. So be advised of that. I say that because Sarah Shookman is sitting over at the news desk right now with the latest headlines going on now. And Sarah, we're obviously going to be following the cold air coming in very closely, but what else is happening?
Yeah, well, this first story takes us pretty far away over to China, where a 15th person, or rather, let me back that up, a 15th person here in the U.S. has tested positive for the coronavirus, and that patient is an evacuee from China, there's the connection, who's been under quarantine at a Texas Air Force base. The person is reported in stable condition. Now, meanwhile, another 44 people quarantined on the cruise ship in Japan that you've heard about tested positive for the virus today, bringing the total there to more than 200 people, including 32 Americans who have gotten it on that ship. We also have an update from Ohio health officials. Here's the good news. There are no suspected cases of coronavirus here. Well, if you do your grocery shopping at Giant Eagle, some big changes are coming that could cost you more at checkout. First, starting on March 1st, Giant Eagle will no longer double manufacturers' coupons as it has done in the past. The second change involves the Fuel Perks program, very popular, of course. Those fuel perks you earn when you spend money at Giant Eagle used to carry over from month to month. Well, again, starting March 1st, if you have less than 50 perks a month, they don't carry over. You'll just lose them. If you're looking for some unconditional love this Valentine's Day weekend, you might want to consider adopting a senior pet. The Cleveland APL is waiving adoption fees for dogs and cats over age 7 starting tomorrow through Sunday. Now, that's a big savings, too, because normally the adoption fee for an adult dog is about $125, a cat $50. And, of course, that Coors for Canines promotion we talked about earlier this week, that's still going on as well. So anybody over 21 who adopts a dog and submits the proper paperwork there gets their money back. These are a lot of signs pointing to new puppies for many families.
And that's a great thing. They need the homes.
Yes, they do.
Sarah, thank you so much. We'll see you at 6.
That's right. And speaking of going to the dogs, check out these little babies. Little tiny lap dogs, Chrome and Sandy. They are local celebrities. How they placed at the Westminster show, and they're going to show us some tricks.
Beautiful animals. And Stephanie Haney, give us a preview of what's clicking in Cleveland, will you please?
Well, remember that teenage girl who got yanked down to the ground by her ponytail at a basketball game? We showed you that earlier this week. We have an update on how she's doing, including how things stand between her and the girl who yanked her down. And we have an answer for Browns fans who are looking for medical marijuana cards.
All right. Well, thank you very much. And Matt, we've been keeping a close eye on the radar and the roads. How are the two getting along?
Well, the two aren't getting along well on the east side, even the west side. The biggest problems, though, seem to be on the east side. These are your live traffic cams, I-90, as you get out towards Route 2, the 271 merge. This snow that's moving southward, putting down a quick coating at a bad time. So we've got slow travel out in that neck of the woods. In terms of travel, we're not seeing a lot of slowdowns down to the south, mainly off to the north. Again, 90 eastbound's all backed up. It gets real messy when you get towards the spur there. 271 out towards Willoughby. Even 2's got some pretty big backups, and this is all heading south into the 480 corridor. 71 and 77 north of 480 about to get messy. We'll be back after the break.
Welcome back to What's New. We all remember the hair-pulling story from that girls' basketball game in Northeast Ohio earlier this week. Stephanie Haney, we now have more details.
We do. The father of the girl who got slammed to the ground by her ponytail in that rec basketball game says his daughter has accepted an apology from the other girl involved. We showed you this video the other day of when it went down. You see it right there. It happens so fast. You can see it from another angle there. Let's slow it down and show it for you there again. She hits the ground really hard, and now we know that she ended up with a severe concussion. Her dad actually says that she will not be playing basketball again, but his daughter and her family do not want to ruin the other girl's life over what happened. That's what they said in a Facebook post. And also, they want everyone to relax with the hateful comments, and that's that. They want to leave it at that.
Very big of them.
Yep. All right. Sorry, everybody. Being a Browns fan is still not going to qualify you to get a medical marijuana card. The State Medical Board of Ohio ruled against that request from Vincent Morano, so he's a Cincinnati fan, and it was so nice of him to include us in his request. His response, next year. Some of the other things that were rejected were depression, insomnia, and opioid use. There are a few other things, though, that are moving on to expert review to possibly be included for a medical marijuana card. Those include autism, anxiety, and cachexia. That's weight loss and weakness due to other illnesses. So there are 21 qualifying conditions here in the state of Ohio for a medical marijuana card, and being a Browns fan is not one of them.
Clearly,
but maybe the anxiety.
Clearly the board, not Browns fans or Bengals fans.
Nope.
Because it's not
don't get
easy.
it.
Yeah.
It's
They
not
just
easy.
do not understand.
It's painful. Thank you so
Okay,
much,
Stephanie, we'll see you soon.
Appreciate
Thank you.
that. Well, a lot of folks are now getting that snow that's coming down across the lakeshore areas, and that line continues to fade farther to the south. Traffic is a mess in several spots right now, and unfortunately, as we go through the night, the cold air gets here, and everything's going to start to freeze up.
That's it. That's it. And live look right now, CSU cam showing those snowflakes, which are now fluffy, flying because we're on the colder side of things, right? But down to the south, still some action to get through. Got a weather word today?
Yeah, I'm really inspired by that story of the girls basketball. I want to go with truce. I don't know how that fits into a forecast.
Well, we're gonna have to find out.
But
the next
you
minute
are
and
the
a half,
man
2
to do
minutes.
it. Okay.
Good luck.
Okay. All right. We'll do truce. Okay. All right. I won't start with it. Here we go. Well, let's talk the snow first. This is going to impact your evening rush hour. Already is across the greater Cleveland area. Akron, you're next. Medina, we've got not too much longer till this band. This is a squall line of decent snowfall rates heading down to the south at the leading edge of that cold air. So now moving south of Cleveland, Garfield Heights, Bedford Heights, over towards Bedford, Solon. It's heading towards you here in the next 5-10 minutes. Brook Park, Parma. We're seeing some rain mix in here on radar. I don't really buy that right now. I think it's all snow for you in Parma, coming down really good just north of Grafton now, areas of Lorain County. That will head into Medina County here shortly. So the wind shift, look at that line. That is our Arctic air mass versus the 32 degree or so that we've been at for much of the day. Temperatures will start to crash after this, but as of right now, we're still at or above freezing as you get south of the 480 line. But look at the cold air it's tapping into. 0 in Minneapolis right now. A brief shot of this. It's not going to last very long, but it is swinging through the Great Lakes. It's not going to moderate a whole lot as it moves eastward either. So let's talk temperatures. Once we get that snow out of here tonight, we are going to kick off some lake effect snow, but everyone's going to be in the cold. So this is what it feels like. Who cares what the temp is? Let's talk what it feels like to exposed skin. So later on tonight, we get colder. This is tomorrow morning out the door. We're feeling more like the -3 in Medina, -2 Akron, even -6 in the Worcester area. And this is our warmest point tomorrow. We get up to the single digits in terms of what it feels like. So a much different air mass than what we felt so far this winter. It's really been a very mild winter. And then Saturday morning, another cold morning. You factor in the wind, which really won't be that strong. And we're talking, feels like temperatures in the lower single digits there, or even a little bit below 0. So in terms of the snow, here's our band of snow. It quickly moves on out of here throughout the course of the evening. I think we get a little lull, then we'll see some lake effects set up. Most of us tonight, though, are going to enjoy a pretty quiet night outside of these lake effect bands. We'll have to see where they set up. I think secondary snow belts in the prime area of that, and as well as the primary snow belt. We could get a few inches inches out of that overnight tonight and tomorrow as well. But look how quickly it dries up. High pressure is going to come in and really dry things up throughout the day. So we're talking sunny skies by afternoon. Lake effect will be ending very quickly, and we're dealing with that cold Arctic air mass. Now, for all those Valentine's evening plans, this is what we're looking at, clear skies, but you're going to need, gentlemen, to let your lady have your jacket, and I'm maybe a couple layers of jackets the way it's looking at. And then it looks like Mother Nature's, we head into Saturday morning, going to call truce. We've got the active weather now. That's right.
Nice.
And then we're going to be dealing with the quiet weather as we go into the weekend as things look to settle down. So how much snow? Again, secondary snow belt may be in play with this, couple inches out of that. Ditto that out east. All of us get a quick coating here this evening from north to south with that band heading south. Universal Windows Direct 7-day forecast. 18 tomorrow for a high. That's it. 7 Saturday morning, but we're still thinking we're going to warm up after that. A pretty quiet weekend, all things considered. Should be a nice weekend as well with temperatures recovering up into the 30s. Next weekend, a rain system, maybe a little snow on the backside, but doesn't look to be too big of a deal, guys.
All right, thank you very much. Also want to take a look at that I-90 at East 185th situation. It looks like they have reopened the remaining lanes that had been closed down earlier. Remember, these are in the westbound lanes. There are several stop-and-go traffic incidents in downtown Cleveland on the Interbelt, and then also east of us on 90. 480, there is a problem that is just west of the airport, and then also in 76 in Medina County. So lots of issues out there tonight. Just take it slow if you have to get out.
Yes. Get psyched, dog lovers. There are beautiful animals headed towards our studio.
Goodness.
We're going to meet Crom and Sandy after the break. They just got back from the Westminster Dog Show.
They look very stressed.
And some of their favorite tricks when What's New comes right back. Ooh, beautiful animals. Well, for the first time in 29 years, a standard poodle was best in show at the Westminster Dog Show. Beautiful animal, interesting haircut. Wouldn't want to have to duplicate that. That could be troublesome. There were 2 dogs competing from Northeast Ohio in the show. Elizabeth Saluski, did I get that right?
You did.
Okay, wonderful. She's a handler from Canton, Ohio, and she handles these 2 beautiful animals, Crom and Sandy, and you have 12 others at home. You have 14 dogs in your house.
Well, they're not in the house. We have 6 dogs in the house, and then the rest of the dogs, they live outside.
What's your annual dog food bill?
Do we have to talk about that?
Well, it's a good incentive not to have 14 dogs, I guess. So what are their breeds and names? Introduce us.
This is Sandy. She's a St. Bernard. Crom is a Cane Corso, which is an Italian Mastiff.
Beautiful markings.
Yes.
He was giving me the
Absolutely gorgeous.
lean.
They do. Big
Yeah?
dogs love to do the lean.
They do. So when you are
here.
trying to prep these dogs, I mean, it takes a lot of work to have show quality dogs.
Yes, it's the first thing which we were talking about earlier is that they enjoy what they do. That's the first part. The second part is when we're competing at dog shows, the judges are not judging the dogs against each other. They're judging against the breed standard that's set through AKC. So when you're picking a dog that you want to special or campaign and show competitively, you want them to fit the standard as close as they can.
How old are they?
Sandy's 3.5, and Crom just became a veteran. He's 7 years old.
Oh, wow. Okay.
He has done the show before, right?
He did. He won the breed at Westminster in 2015.
Wow, you're such a pretty boy.
So he's famous.
He is. Crom has been around. He's a good dog.
And did I hear he has a hidden talent that he can sing?
Well, he does, and it depends on what kind of mood he's in. I don't
He's
think
pretty chill
right now. He's being pretty chill.
He's very happy just to lean on. Literally, I'm being crushed.
How do you get him to sing? With treats?
Well, actually, it's really just me not paying attention to him.
Oh, so in other words, it's Mom, I'm here.
Yes.
I would almost be fearful of putting a treat in those dogs' mouth. Very good.
Good boy.
So how did they do this year?
Sandy went best of opposite sex, which means that she was the best St. Bernard bitch at the show. And Crom went select dog, so that technically means he was second place.
Very good. It's amazing. They're such beautiful animals. And you breed how many different kinds?
I breed St. Bernards. That is my...
Just St. Bernards, okay.
Yes, that's my breed. I also show professionally other breeds. Corsos are one of the main ones that I show. Newfoundlands, Irish Wolfhounds, Bulldogs. But I breed and handle and own this breed, and I bred her.
These are like in a $130, $150 range, aren't they?
These are not little
152, 136.
Yeah.
And this guy sleeps in my bed with me every day. He's
a lover.
He's the best.
Boy, the slobber is everywhere. I don't mind dog hair, but I don't know that I can do the slobber.
Your treats are hot dogs.
They love hot dogs. That is my main treat.
Look at this little tiny tail
Get up here.
going.
Come on, Sandy. Get up
Betsy,
here.
look at Elizabeth's
Sandy.
jeans.
If you can see it, yes.
I know.
This
Covered in
is-
slobber. Thank you for bringing these gorgeous
worth
animals
it.
in. Thank you so
Absolutely.
much.
Yes.
Absolutely
Good boy.
beautiful. Fun fact about the
did
Westminster Dog Show: second longest running sporting event in the U.S., second only to the Kentucky Derby.
Yes.
So fun.
I think is great. Okay, we've got much more ahead. It's Galentine's Day, started 10 years ago by Amy Poehler's character on Parks and Rec, but celebrated today by our Mike Polk. Trust me, you do not want to miss that. Plus, online dating numbers spike around Valentine's Day. Simple ways to stay safe. Plus, a self-defense expert is here with some moves we hope you never need. Stay with us. What's new? Coming right back.
Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Thank you very much.
sure someone else is going to do that.
And now, live from WKYC Studios, this is What's New with Betsy Kling and Jay Crawford.
Happy Friday Eve, everybody, and welcome back to What's New. I'm Betsy Kling here with Jay Crawford. And Jay, do you know what Galentine's Day is?
I didn't really. I have to confess, I didn't until today when we were doing the show. I guess it's 10 years old. It started on Parks and Rec. I do know this. It's never going to be the same after today because Mike Polk crashes a Galentine's Day gathering, and this could get sideways real quick.
It will be very interesting. Plus, more people sign up for online dating around Valentine's Day. If you or someone you know is online dating, we have self-defense expert here to show you ways to protect yourself if somebody tries to attack you.
Absolutely.
But
First, we need some weather updates.
look at this. I mean, we've got this band of snow that's dropping in, and you can see exactly where it's having the highest impacts on the roads, and that would be right around Greater Cleveland and Cuyahoga County. The darker the purple, the heavier the snow, and you can see that line that basically cuts through areas of Lake County, Cuyahoga County, and then down to the southwest toward the Mansfield area. Look at the line that comes along with the snow. Do you see the difference between the blue and the purple?
Yeah, it's coming quick.
That line of snow is right on a cold front, and it literally is the front of the colder air. So the wind chills drop from the 20s, which is no party, back into the teens to the west, and this is just the beginning of the cold air. It is 22 right now in Detroit, 6 in Sheboygan, and it's 11 in Green Bay. But look at the wind chills, 0 and below 0 wind chills. That's basically how we're going to start the day tomorrow. Now, along with all that cold air, we still have wide open Great Lakes, and we will be getting some lake effect snow. That will continue as we go through the night tonight, especially in areas east of Cleveland. But get this cold air that's coming in is very dry air, so we're not expecting a major lake effect snow out of this.
Well, that's good. I mean,
but we're still going to have a little bit to deal with.
All right. You know, and I had considered moving to Sheboygan, and I checked on those February temperatures, and I'm like, no, I think I'm going to stay put.
Great cross-country skiing, though, which I'm sure Russ
all the
Mitchell,
winter activities you want.
Russ, I'm sure you've been up there many a time to do some cross-country skiing, dog sledding.
Yeah, Sheboygan is lovely this time of year, I understand.
Yeah, definitely is.
Give us the headlines, if you would, sir. Top of the headlines, bottom of the hour.
I certainly will. Good afternoon to you, and good afternoon to you at home. Those two former Ohio State football players accused of rape pleaded not guilty in their first court appearance today. Amir Reep and Jason Wint also face kidnapping charges. Court records show a woman told police she began to have consensual sex with Reep before Wint came into the room, and she says both raped her. They were both dismissed from the football team yesterday. New allegations this evening against e-cigarette maker Juul. According to a lawsuit filed by the Massachusetts Attorney General, Juul bought online ads on teen-focused websites like Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network back in 2015 when it launched its products. The lawsuit contradicts claims by Juul that it never intentionally targeted teenagers. And take a look at this. This is Nora. And guess what? Nora is going to Disney World. Her classmates at St. Charles School in Boardman helped surprise her with the great news today. Nora is battling cancer, and her wish was to go to Disney World and meet her favorite princess, Ariel. Make-A-Wish is behind making these dreams come true. Nora and her family will head to Disney this month. Nora is very happy, obviously, and the best of luck to her and her family. I'll see you guys at 6 o'clock.
Yes, you will. Thank you very much, Russ.
Time for our top talker. Valentine's Day tomorrow. Some of you may be first time dating tomorrow. Some online dating sites say they see a 20% increase in users right around Valentine's Day, and 59 million people are using at least one dating site to find their soulmate. So we're asking you, how did you meet your significant other? Did you do it online, through a friend at work, or just a random meeting? Please weigh in. WKYC.com/vote now.
And while you vote, our Stephanie Haney is here now with how to stay safe when you're out dating online. Obviously, you don't get to see that person face to face, but there are some ways to keep yourself safe.
You don't, but you're seeing them, and there are really unique concerns when it comes to online dating. Here's a new tip that I heard that I hadn't heard before. So you have to put a photo on these apps, right? Well, you should use a unique image that is not on any of your other social media accounts, so they can't take that photo and do a reverse image search and learn more information about you than you want them to know. So something you've not posted anywhere else.
Interesting.
This is from the Rape, Abuse, and Incest National Network. And they also have more tips for you once you decide to actually meet up with someone. You should insist on video chatting before you meet. Tell a friend where you're going. Share your location with them if you're using a smartphone. And don't rely on your date for transportation.
Totally.
So I also talked with the Summit County prosecutor, Sherry Bevan Walsh, about dating safety. She was actually attacked at the age of 25. Here's some advice that she has.
Trust your gut instinct. And I think that's a problem that women in particular have. We have this bad feeling about a person or a situation, but unfortunately we talk ourselves out of that and we say, I'm just being paranoid. I'm sure he's fine. I'm sure the situation is fine. So the best advice I can give is, if you get that gut feeling, and most victims at some point get a really bad feeling, trust that feeling. Don't talk yourself out of that.
Gut instinct.
That's great advice.
Boy, oh boy,
Yeah.
that is good. Well, even if you follow all these tips, you still find yourself in a dangerous situation. Stephanie asked Rob Fletcher with SDI-7 Safety and Self-Defense to come in and show us a few things. All I'm thinking right now is that, this applies across a broad spectrum, not just for online dating, but parents of teenage girls, parents of teenage boys, parents, who have little kids. This can really reach a lot of people.
Absolutely, correct. Very simple, focus on primary target areas in a self-defense attack, eyes, nose, and groin, and very effective strikes, fingers, thumbs, elbows, knees, and foot, and then again to avoid the free zone.
So it's literally hit them where it hurts.
Hit them where it hurts.
Yeah. Now, there's two different kinds of attacks. I mean, there are probably more than two, but the two that you think of is one from the front and one from the back. If you would, show us kind of the standard go-to in each of those situations.
Okay, so we're going to do against two-hand choke, but this will work against any wrist grab or anything like that.
Okay.
So again, we're focusing on the primary target areas, the eyes, the nose, and the groin. So here, if I were to attack Stephanie, the first strike is going to be a kick to the groin.
Get him, girl.
Like this.
Right. And then that's going to upper body keels over. She's going to clinch the head and drive the knee.
Whoa. Wow.
Up to the foot. So again, that creates a reaction. So again, I grab, she kicks, and two knees.
Oh, knee, right. And I'm glad that I don't have to worry about pulling your hands down. And this also works whether you're being attacked by a male or a female,
Male or female, and that's going to weaken the grip because typically, most likely, they're going to overpower you. So you want that grip to weaken. To do that, you have to hit those vulnerable target areas.
What about from the back?
Yeah,
from the
this
back?
is scary.
So here, typical common attack is here, okay? But still, again, focusing on the primary target areas. Here it's going to be the ribs, the top of the foot, areas of less skin to bone. So Stephanie's going to drive her heel twice.
Atta girl.
I think she really went in there.
These are really cute boots.
It works. I did.
Okay.
So now the elbow, right,
Right.
to the ribs and the solar plexus, and then the hammer fist to the groin.
Whoa.
And then a rising elbow strike coming up under the chin. And she can also drive her head straight back.
That's a good one.
Into my nose.
Use your head.
So again, a double heel stomp.
Okay.
That works. And then the elbow strike.
Sharp
and then
elbows.
the hammer fist to the groin,
Right.
raising that elbow up under the chin, driving your head back into the nose.
And it's element of surprise. If they don't
They're
expect
not
you to
gonna know
strike,
that, right.
they won't know what hit them.
Exactly.
And get them.
That's great advice.
They're coming at you.
Great advice. Thank
you.
You get them right back. We'll be right back.
Good stuff.
Thanks for that.
Well, everybody, it has been snowing out there across Northeast Ohio as an Arctic cold front slides through. This typically does not mean warm, sunny thoughts when it comes to Arctic, Matt, does it?
No, it definitely doesn't, and we're already feeling that in some of the western half of our viewing area. Lorain County, as you showed, Betsy, temperatures already dropping, feeling more like the teens, and it's just a matter of time before we're down to the single digits. So let's talk. First of all, I want to kind of give big picture in terms of this winter and how it's gone so far in terms of some stats, right? So we haven't had too many cold days. So winter so far, the coldest high temperature we've had, 26 degrees. The coldest low, aka the coldest temperature of the winter so far, 13. Wow. Our forecast for Friday, a high of 18 and that low. This is Saturday morning, so not technically Friday, but 6 degrees. So this is by far the coldest air that we've had all season. But it's going to be brief, much like it's been. And it's all coming behind an Arctic front. This thing is dividing the air mass between what we've had with the 30s and a much colder air mass that originated up near the North Pole, sliding south. We've got that band of heavy snow. The heavy snow will last a good 5 to 10 minutes, and then it just becomes lighter beyond that. But it's that 5 or 10 minutes that's causing problems on area roadways, rightfully so. So Medina County, you are now getting the initial push of some of that heavier snow. There's a little bit of ice pellet action in that extends just south of Strongsville, southern Cuyahoga County. So if you have travel plans or loved ones that are traveling here this evening in northern Summit County along 271, Route 8, we are going to have some impacts here over the next half hour or so. Head over towards Middlefield, we're getting snow as well. That actually extends over in Ashtabula County, southern areas near Orwell, seeing some heavy snow. So let's time out that heavy snow here this evening. There it goes. It's moving very quickly. So we're talking Canton here around the 6 o'clock hour, maybe 6:15-ish. Ravenna down towards Holmes County. You'll get that burst of snow, and then it's out of here. Dover, New Philly, you'll see it around 6:30 or so. And then we're talking kind of a quiet picture to the weather map. Colder temperatures, that's for sure. And then the lake effect will set up here later this evening. It doesn't look to be widespread. We'll see a couple bands likely develop, and they will go through the early morning hours. Elsewhere, we're dealing with clearing skies and just frigid cold temperatures, a much different air mass behind that. So how much snow are we talking? We could see a secondary snow band set up here out towards Lorain County, maybe a couple inches out of that, but I'm mainly focused out towards the primary snow belt. It's actually winter weather advisory out for Geauga County, where the Weather Service is predicting some of the higher amounts, and maybe a couple inches out of this by morning. But overall, we're dealing with manageable amounts through the morning hours. So there we go. We're 30s now dropping 27 Lorain, heading over towards Elyria. Sandusky, you're down to 27. Much colder air coming in behind that, and that will be our forecast as we go into your Friday. So here we go. This is what it feels like tomorrow morning out the door. Notably colder. Will be below zero in terms of the wind chill category. Not warming up much during the day with those highs in the teens. We'll have feels like temperatures in the single digits, and then more below zero feels like temperatures for your Friday evening plans. So keep that in mind as you're heading on out for your Valentine's evening evening dinner. It is going to be cold outside for sure. You'll need to bundle up. So Universal Windows Direct 7-day forecast looks like this. 18 for a high tomorrow. Look at the weekend, though. We're back up into the 30s after a very cold start Saturday. I think a fairly dry weekend, maybe some flurries on Sunday with a system that passes north, but elsewhere we are going to be dry. And then next week up into the mid-40s Monday before some rain moves in Tuesday. That'll drop our temps as we go into the latter half of the week. But one thing's for sure, we start to quiet things down. Betsy.
Thank goodness. We certainly need it. Well, today, everybody, it's Galentine's Day. That's a day where ladies celebrate their friendships with each other. So, Jay, we decided to make you a lady for today.
Thank you.
I mean, since Mike is joining us, we might as well make it Palentine's Day.
Okay, there we go.
Oh, I like that.
Right?
That should be a thing.
Should be a thing.
I'm sure it could be.
Get your dudes together, make it a thing.
That's it. So Mike Polk is out and about at Fatheads in Middleburg Heights, where they're hosting a Galentine's Day event. Mike, we're toasting to you. How's it going out there?
You guys, somebody done let a wolf in the hen house. It is Galentine's Day at Fatheads in Middleburg Heights. And this place just started filling up with these ladies. It just started at like a half an hour ago, and they are braving the winter cold to come down here and be gals together. And I am trying desperately not to say something stupid that gets me canceled. So that's where we're at.
Good luck.
This is, by the way, this right here is Megan. Megan, you kind of put this little soiree together, right?
Yep, yes.
Tell me where it got its source. Where is Galentine's Day from?
So it originated from the show Parks and Recreation, and it's just about ladies.
That popular NBC show?
Yes, that popular, yes. And it's ladies celebrating ladies, so it's just it's the best day out of the year, let's be real.
It is great. Well, you've done a very nice job. Let's show them some of these fun things. What do you got in store for them here?
Yeah, so it's a craft. They can make their own sunglasses that are heart-shaped for Valentine's Day. We have a fun little candy bar for them to take some candy. We have chicken and waffles. It is the best carbs with your beer. It's perfect.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Don't have to talk me into it.
Yeah. It's also from the show Parks and Rec. And then, of course, we have an upside-down heart-shaped pizza that the ladies will be able to enjoy tonight.
Yeah, well, they can have, you can do that until what, 8:30 tonight?
8:30 tonight.
8:30 tonight, you can still come down to Galentine's Day. Hi, gals, are you enjoying Galentine's Day?
Yeah. We are.
What brought you down here? What made you come?
The beer.
The beer?
Facebook.
Facebook, the beer. What more in life do you need? Well, happy Galentine's Day.
Thank you.
Ladies, happy Galentine's Day. Why did you come to this Galentine's Day?
I don't know. And she invited us.
Okay, so you guys all decided to come down and celebrate this time together. Do you mind me being here right now? I promise I'll leave soon.
No.
All right, thank you, everybody. I appreciate it. Hey, happy Galentine's Day, everybody.
Mike, are pajamas optional? I think the first woman you talked to there was in her pajamas, I think.
It appeared to be that way, yes. I think it's a very cash kind of vibe down here. It's all about just girl power. And me,
That's it.
for some reason.
And speaking of you, Mike, I did get a message. How long are you planning on being there? There are some Galentines who might like to make you their Valentines.
I actually meant to bring that up. We're having some car issues with the company vehicle. Probably not going to make it back up tonight, you guys. Just going to winter down here in Middlesburg Heights for the day.
I like the odds.
George agrees.
I like your chances.
Yeah.
We could send an Uber.
Thanks, me too. Even I can't screw this up, you guys.
I'm sure there's a way.
Oh, that's precious.
Give it time. The night is young.
Awesome.
I might
Thank
enjoy
you
the
so
rest of your
much.
evening.
Yeah. Well, for Valentine's Day gift and dates ideas, you can text the word love to 216-344-3300. Again, text the word love to 216-344-3300. Love that. Well, we're going to continue toasting because an old restaurant is getting new life. Meet the chef who is reopening Mojo.
And we're going to meet one hip dog. He is our worth the watch video. What might this pooch do?
A lot smaller than the last ones.
Much smaller. More my speed.
Want to see Michael Bublé in concert from a suite at Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse? Go to wkyc.com/contest and enter the code word romance for your chance to win a pair of suite tickets. An evening with Michael Bublé. Only from Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse and 3 News.
Well, Cleveland foodies, you probably remember Mojo. The eclectic eatery was in Tremont 20 years ago.
Now the chef there is bringing it back. And 3 News food expert Doug Tretner gives us a first look.
I'm here on Cedar Road in Cleveland Heights, aka Restaurant Row, about to experience some serious deja vu. It's been 20 years since I dined at Mojo in Tremont, one of Cleveland's most pioneering small plate restaurants. And here it is again today in 2020. Chef Michael Hirschman reopened it. Let's go say hi and see what he's got planned for us today. Hey, Chef.
What's up, Doug?
Friend, neighbor.
How are you? Oldie.
Yeah, this is like a blast from the past, as they say. I see you're holding 2 menus there, which is really interesting. I see a lot of similar things. Are you making some of the old dishes that used to do that?
There are a few favorites on there. It's still got that, world global feel. The diversity in the menu reflects the neighborhood. This is where I live. I mean, this is my town.
I like to say that Tremont, right when you were down there, Michael Simon was down there, you had Fat Cats down there. That was really the birthplace of, I think, Cleveland's culinary renaissance. I can still remember some of the dishes I had in Tremont, Mojo. I'm hoping you'll make me something from back in the day.
I am making you something today right now.
What are you going to make?
We are making the red curry beef noodle, charred rare seared steak with sweet potato noodles, roasted peppers, some fresh radish, cucumber, kind of zippy, spicy red curry vinaigrette. Kaware.
And beautiful little greens there, microgreens.
Oh, that's kaware. That's fully grown, actually.
No, you don't have to sit down to an entire 16-ounce steak, right?
No.
A little meat mixed with vegetables. That looks awesome, Chef.
Thank you.
What are we making next? Something new?
Something new. We're going to be making a 5-spice fried chicken with house-made kimchi. Make a little tempura with
5-spice. And this dish is fun because it's going to get served with, we make a homemade kimchi.
Has that got a little spice to it? Or?
It's got some red chilies in there, garlic.
I think people are scared of kimchi, but I think it's bright, it's refreshing.
Yeah, it's
a great side.
A little bit of the kabiyaki, just add a little bit of that sweet on there.
I don't think I've seen anything like that.
We're going to make tea time. A little bit of fresh cucumber puree.
One of the best smells
out
there. Dill and cucumber.
A little bit of lemon juice. It is not an appletini, Doug.
Where's the chocolate sauce?
Yes, exactly.
Here's to Mojo.
Thank you. Here's to you.
It's floral. It's herbaceous. It's not too strong, but also not too sweet and, desserty.
You could have like 4 or 5 of those.
I like that idea. Get going.
You've got all your food groups today. Booze, beef, chicken, kimchi. Here's to you. Thank you.
20 more years.
Thank you. 20 more years.
He just made booze a food group.
Doug was going to join us live tonight, but he took him up on the offer for 4 or 5 of those martinis.
Yeah,
so
had
we
to
gave
Uber
him a
home,
pass.
I think.
I'm just totally teasing. For more information and the full menu for the new Mojo, visit our app or WKYC.com.
Right now, let's bring in Steph to take a look at our question of the day. We were asking people how they met their significant other. I met mine randomly in college. What are people saying?
You are in the leading group who have met them randomly by chance, 30% of people. Next is mutual friend, very close, 29%. And so that brings us to one of the stories that people sent in to us on our Facebook page. We asked people to tell us how they met. This is Susan and Buell Hall, her husband. We had a photo of them. You can check that out on our Facebook page at WKYC Channel 3. They met 46 years ago on a blind date, and they will be married for 44 years in June. And she says he's the kindest, most considerate, most giving and loving man that she has ever met, and she is truly blessed. Congratulations to them.
Yes, 46 years ago.
That's very cool.
Thanks, Steph. Appreciate it. Well, you're about to meet Sonia, the skateboarding dog. It's our video worth the watch, and it's next.
Barry does.
That's Al Wool.
It's Al Wool.
It's Al Wool.
It's Al Wool. This is Drew's mic. He's sitting in the car because it's snowing. I'm Drew. We're live.
Hi, this is Craig. I can hear you just fine.
Hey there, testing 1 2, testing 1 2. China reporting more than 50 new deaths.
Mike check Sarah's mic. Get ready for a blast of bitterly cold air.
Check Brandon's mic, telling you all about some of the distracted driving laws.
Yeah, this is Mark's mic. Can you hear me? Thank you.
Well, here it is now, our time for our video worth the watch. How cool is this? This French bulldog knows how to skateboard, and she likes to show off in a skate park in Russia.
And what I love about this is she didn't have to be taught. They gave her, and by the way, she now has her own skateboard.
Oh, yeah.
They just put her on the board, and she figured it out, and look at her go.
So smart.
Love it.
Look at her. That's incredible.
Yep.
Well, there you go. I mean, Ziggy the water skiing squirrel was impressive to me.
Yeah, that's
but,
fine.
You know, I think this little pooch is definitely on par.
And give me this kind of dog for best in show any day.
Oh,
like the frou-frou poodle thing. I'm not a fan.
You can tell she loves it. That's so cute. Well,
Yeah.
we had giant big dogs in here earlier.
Yeah.
They were super chill. I have a feeling this little baby would be a little bit more high energy, which
Yeah.
is totally more your style.
I'm fine with that. I really am. Absolutely precious. That's going to do it for What's New. Join us again tomorrow, if you would, please. 5 o'clock. We hope to see you then.
Right, in just a few seconds from now, I'll have the latest on what's going on with the snow and the traffic. But up first, Russ and Sarah with What Matters.
Today, snow. Tomorrow, cold. Betsy lets us know how long we'll see temps in the teens. Distracted driving countdown, from navigation and traffic apps to talking, how the governor wants to make sure you keep both hands on the wheel. Veteran, wife, advocate, we introduce you to a Gold Star wife and mother who lost her husband in Iraq, how she's helped bring back the so-called widow's tax for thousands of families. And don't wait, from the Rolling Stones to Justin Bieber, some simple tricks to score concert tickets before everyone else.
From the WKYC studios, this is What Matters Most.
And good evening. It is arriving right now, a blast of bitterly cold air.
First, the snow. Now the temperatures will fall overnight, and Betsy's here with the whole timeline, so walk us through it, Bets.
Well, everybody, I think this is the perfect time to stop and make the reminder, please bring in your pets. Please bring in your pets. And then also make sure your kids are prepared tomorrow morning, because when they step out the door, it's